So in this video, I'm going to talk about hardiness zones, what they are and what they're not. What is a hardiness zone? Well, hardiness zones were first developed in 1938 by Dr. Donald Wyman. They're a way to try to determine if a plant can survive your average coldest winter days. How do they work? The newest maps are using data collected between 1991 and 2020 from thousands of weather stations all over the country. There are currently 13 hardiness zones representing the average coldest winter days. These zones are split by 10 degrees Fahrenheit and then split again into A and B zones every 5 degrees. So zone 8 is 10 degrees warmer than zone 7 for its average coldest winter day. Zone 8A is 5 degrees colder on its average coldest winter day than zone 8B. What the maps don't tell us is how many of those cold days there's going to be. I'll give you an example here. I'm in 8B Western Washington, 8B Central, there's also 8B Central Texas. That simply means that our average coldest days are similar. What it doesn't tell you is how many of those cold days there's going to be. Central Texas is going to have less cold weather than Western Washington is. The other problem is it doesn't tell you how quickly they warm up during the spring and how hot the summers are going to get. Central Texas warms up much quicker than Western Washington does, and the summers get much hotter. In fact, interesting, here in Washington State, Zone 6 is our hottest and our coldest part of the state. That's in Eastern Washington. And Zone 7, although we have a warmer winter, we don't get as hot. The other thing that's very interesting I found while researching this was the zones, according to some studies, are moving 13 miles north every 10 years. So what should we be talking about? It's actually better to know your first and last average frost date and then follow the instructions on the seed packet. In this video, what I'm going to try to do is I've taken the zones, split them off, laid them over a map that is the average temperature for the month, and you can kind of get a feel for when your area starts to warm up and when it starts to cool down and stuff visually according to zone. And then I've provided a seed starting schedule that's very generalized based on the zone. So let's get started with the video. If you get something out of it, like, share, and subscribe. Zone 3. This is a very short season zone. It has an average first frost date of September 8th and a last possible frost date of May 16th. January, start seeds indoors for onions, leeks, and celery 8 to 10 weeks before the last frost. In February, start seeds indoors for tomatoes, eggplants, and peppers 6 to 8 weeks before the last frost. Zone 4 has an average first frost date of September 21st and a last frost date of May 12th. It has an average minimum winter temperature -20 and a -30 degrees Fahrenheit. Start In January, start seeds indoors for onions, leeks, and celery 10 to 12 weeks before the last frost. February, start seeds indoors for tomatoes, peppers, and eggplants 8 to 10 weeks before the last frost. Zone 5, first frost date of October 13th and a last frost date of April 30th. Minimum winter temperatures between minus 10 and minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit. In late February, start seeds indoors 8 to 10 weeks before the last frost for tomatoes, peppers, and eggplants, onions, leeks, and celery. Zone 6. It has an average first frost date of October 17th and a last frost date around April 21st. It has an average minimum cold temperatures of between 0 and minus 10 degrees Fahrenheit. The beginning of February, start seeds indoors at 9 to 12 weeks before the last frost for onions, leeks, celery, herbs, dill, and cilantro. Later, mid-February, you can start seeds indoors for tomatoes, peppers, eggplants, and herbs like basil and mint. If you go to the Farmer's Almanac website and type in your zip code or the closest large town, you'll actually get a better feel of when you should be starting your seeds and getting them outside.